All right, guys, so this video is going to show you how to make a copy of a test since we are having so many issues with that short answer question on 1.09. I think it's best if you guys just make your own copy of 2.13 and 6.12, and that way we don't have any integration issues and there's no problems with it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. And then if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. So the first thing, oh, just so you know, I'm going to do a dummy test that was hidden in the course because I can't copy the test that I created in Peak Library. So, which is all the tests in the course right now. So I'm going to use a dummy demo test, so don't freak out if the titles look different. You are going to be doing this to 2.13 and 6.12. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is navigate to that test. So in your content section, you'll want to go to module 2.13 and go ahead and pull that test up. So I am in the hidden section, guys. I'm going to use one of the tests that are in there to make a copy since I can't make a copy. But remember, you are making a copy of 2.13 or 6.12. So when you're ready to make a copy of a test, out beside or in the test, you'll go ahead and click on it directly. And then you should have an option that says view and copy. You're going to go ahead and click on that. And then on the right-hand side over here, it should say copy assessment. So you'll go ahead and click on copy assessment. And when you do this, in the title, I like to put something so that I know that this is the one that I just made. So I'm going to put version 1. And then you'll have to make sure you add a grade level. So you'll add grade level 10. And then you'll also have to select a reason for editing. I would suggest selecting other changes. Everything else, and I would move this to 60 if it isn't already there, but everything else should stay the same. You should have one attempt. Of course, this one is a demo, so this says 3 versions. Your test will not have 3 versions of the question. It'll just have one. But one version per question, 1 attempt allowed, and I would move this to 60 if it's not already there. And then you'll click Save, and this will add, oops, I didn't actually click on this, did I? And then this will add the new copy of the test to the bottom, so it'll go below wherever you're making the copy in that same module. So you'll want to go ahead and give students access to the assessment. And then you can hide it if you're still working on it and getting it ready while we're like deleting that question and adding it to the gradebook. You should get a screen that looks like this, that you've successfully created it. At that time, you can go down and put your dates and restrictions in and add a grade item, but I would wait because when you make changes to this, sometimes it will get weird with your dates and restrictions and adding a grade item. So I would wait and do it later. So now your test has been created. I'm going to go back and just kind of find it and make sure it is there, and that way I can manipulate it. So a copy of my test was created and it was added all the way down here at the bottom. And when you get ready to start working with this, you can name this unit test 2.13 themes and characters. And just take off the part 1 version 1 when you start working with it. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is because I'm going to pop over to the actual test and show you a couple of other things that you're going to need to do to get this ready to go. Okay, so once you have your copy of the test made, you're going to want to go in and delete the number 21 question, that short answer question. So you'll just click on the test, and then you'll have an option that says view and edit. You'll go ahead and click view and edit, and then you'll have an option that says edit assessment here. You'll click on edit assessment, and then go all the way down to the bottom, and you can just click remove question 21, and it will take that question out of there, and then you would go down and save it. Now, once you have it saved and you go back to the screen where you can add the dates and stuff and you've got it perfect, you can, you can go ahead and add the date and attach it to a gradebook item. All right, guys, this video is going to show you how to make a copy of your 2.13 unit test, and then you can also use this to make a copy of your 6.12 unit test. With all the integration issues we're having, I think it would be best if you just made a copy of the test in your course and went from there. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Just keep in mind that I am using a demo test today, so it may look a little bit different, but it's not going to be wildly different from what's in your course. So just keep that in mind. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and go to the content section, and we're going to pull up the test that we need to modify. So I created this 2.13 unit test theme and characters. I didn't create it, I just renamed it because any test that I created in the Peak library, I can't actually copy. So this was already in the course, and I actually built our 2.13 test off of this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a copy of this test. The way that you make a copy of a test is you click on it, and when this pops up, you should see a view and copy option right here. So you'll go ahead and click on that. And then it will say down here, copy assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this assessment. And when this comes up, you'll want to make some adjustments here. And so I'm going to go ahead and name this 2.13 unit test, because otherwise it takes that off of there, and I want it in there. And then I'm going to take off this part 1, and I'm going to name it Demo My Copy. That way I know that this is mine that I'm working with. Variations per question, yours should say 1 right here. You'll want to change this if it's not already changed to 60, and attempts allowed will stay at 1. You're going to add a grade level 10, add, and select a reason for editing. We're going to select other changes. And then we're going to click Save. Allow student access. I would say yes, go ahead and allow student access, and then you can hide it if you need to work on it, like adding dates and connecting it to a gradebook item. So you can hide it until you're ready for them to see it if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And you should see a screen that looks like this. This test will create, the copy will create in the same module wherever the original test is at. So now I'm going to go and delete out the original test because I don't want to be confused and I don't want that one in my course at this time. So the way that we do that, we can just click back to that original test. So you see I've got my 2 tests in here, I've got my copy, and then I have the original. The way that you're going to delete this is you pull this arrow down, go to delete topic. You want to remove the topic from the content, but keep the associated file or activity in the course, and then you click on delete. I'm not going to actually delete this one out of the course right now because it was one of the original tests, but you would click delete, and then that test that I created in the Golden course will delete out, and you will have your own copy to work with. So once you have your own copy ready to go, we're going to go in and delete out that question, the short answer question. We're going to add in the due dates, and we're going to attach it to a gradebook item. All right, so once you're ready to delete that question out, you'll just go into the test, and you'll have the option to view and edit, and then an edit assessment here. And then you'll just go down to that question, and you will click on remove question 21, and then you will click on save. Once it is saved, you can add in your due dates and you can attach it to a gradebook item. It's really important that you delete out the old version because it will break the connection in the gradebook, and you will be able to add in the new, you'll be able to attach the new test to the gradebook item. So it's really important that you do that. Otherwise, when you go to add this, so for example, my test is already connected to a gradebook item. So if you try to connect this to something that's already connected to something else in the gradebook, you won't be able to. So when I look at this and I try to connect it, it's not going to give me the option to connect it to 2.13 because it's already connected to something. So if I was to pull this down, this one's already connected to that, but you wouldn't see this option if you have the original test still in there. So it's important to do that step, delete out the original test so that you have your copy so that it can attach to the gradebook. So when you're ready to attach the gradebook, you'll click into the test, you'll scroll down, and under assessment here, you'll attach it to 2.13, the unit test theme and characters that's in the gradebook. And then we're going to go and change the gradebook values as well. Also, make sure that you update your due dates. Due September the 28th, ends December the 11th, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. And then this should be required automatic, and you can either choose to hide it until you're ready to open it, which after this you should be ready and it should be open to your students. But while you're working on it, you can leave it turned off if you want to. Just verify that everything looks pretty good here. I've got, obviously I haven't changed any of my stuff yet. This should say 40 and 20 and 60 here. So, but I have not changed mine just yet. So we're going to go to the gradebook and change the point value on this one as well. So once you're in your gradebook, you're going to want to go to Manage Grades. And then you're going to scroll down to 2.13, just like you did with 1.09, and we're going to edit this assignment. And we're going to take the value down to 40. And then we're going to save and close. And then click Yes. And then you can do this for 6.13 as well. I'm sorry, 6.12. You can change that value because it is only going to be worth 40 points. All right, and then you would just repeat the steps, the same steps for copying 6.12, same exact steps as when you copied 2.13. If you have any questions or need any help with this, please let me know. I'm happy to help you.